Today we've got a really special treat for you. We're here with Cezin Nottoway, and we're going to be doing something that I absolutely love. We're cooking in the bush. We're at Cezin's home. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Welcome.
Tell us what we're doing today.
Okay, so today we're going to make venison stew a la outdoor.
A la outdoors.
A la outdoors.
I like a la outdoors.
And we have our root vegetables here.
Okay.
We have our deer meat right here. Very simple. And also we have two special little ingredients.
Ooh.
Foraged from today.
You went out and picked that right back there.
Right behind my backyard, like right here.
And you took it home and you gave it some absolute love. And did you pickle these?
Yes.
So they're going to be slightly pickled.
Slightly.
Oh, I caught that. Did you see that? My arm is trained.
It doesn't want you to eat it. Here,
Big crunch.
give me one of those.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Delicious, fresh. I love it.
Fragrant.
So that came from your land, and
This special guy right here.
oh,
Maple syrup. Foraged, produced, tapped from the trees around here. This is maple syrup. Boiled right here.
I can't lie. When I first got here, Cezin knows my love for maple syrup, and she goes, "Do you want to do a morning shot?" We did a morning shot of maple syrup. I'm telling you, I've had maple syrup around the world, and it's got a body to it and a flavor that it's purely you. You know, when I taste your food, it's always rich and delicious and full of flavor, and it's exemplified by this little bottle of golden nectar. So I'm looking forward to seeing how you use this in this.
Awesome.
So
Well,
let's get into it.
let's get started.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off by heating some butter.
Okay.
You want to grab that because
Yep.
we're going to bring that over.
Yep,
So we've heated up our cast iron.
sure.
We need it nice and hot.
Yep.
Give me a second. Ooh, she's perfectly nice and hot. So we just want to melt our butter.
Okay.
You can use any kind of fats you wish. You can use olive oil, you can use vegetable oil, canola oil, any kind of oil. I like to use butter.
Oh, butter is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It tastes great.
Yep.
There's nothing like the taste of really great butter.
Yep.
Do you make your own butter here too, Cezin?
No. Yes, I do with my cows.
There we go.
In the bush.
They're in the bush. Bush cows.
Bush cows.
Bush cows.
So here we've melted our fats. You can see it's starting to turn a little brown.
Yep.
We can throw in our meat now.
Okay.
So that's the sound that you want to hear.
That sizzle,
That
that instant bang.
sizzle.
Yeah.
So here we go. And while my meat's browning, I'm gonna throw in some of that wild garlic that we picked.
Okay.
So hand me over the wild garlic.
Yes, ma'am. There you go, chef.
Thank you. I'm gonna leave these whole
Right.
just because, you know,
It's nice. You get a nice big, crunch of something.
yes.
And
pretty.
also, when you're eating it, you like to see what you're eating. Like you know
Exactly.
that's going to be wild garlic.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. You went through all that trouble of going out to the bush, I'm sure 30 paces that way, and picking all this up. So,
I don't want to start chopping it up unless it's for like a fine cuisine. Then I'll cut it
make
up
it a little
bit
pretty
more.
pretty. But this is very rustic. This is home style cooking. This is what you were raised with. This is
Yeah.
what you do.
Big
And
chunks.
Absolutely. This is just boom,
Chunky like me.
giddy up. Makes two of us. The chunky stew. It's all good. So
Awesome.
we're gonna brown up the meat.
Yes.
And that'll take 5-10 minutes.
Yep.
And what else is going to be going in this aside from the meat and the root vegetables? I see this pot right here, and this has got me a little intrigued.
You're gonna be intrigued for a little bit longer.
Okay.
I'll just leave that
You're
there for a bit.
not sharing anything until it's time, eh?
No.
Just like a classic chef.
A
This is
little
brilliant.
bit.
So again, the
I'm
salt,
gonna
the
salt,
pepper.
season it,
Yep.
and you can add salt to your taste.
Okay.
You can add no salt.
Right.
You can add a lot of salt.
Yep.
But
Personal preference.
personal preference.
I noticed that your salt is pink.
Himalayan salt.
There you go. So
Yeah.
you're adding another element to your food. So you're using not just regular table salt,
No.
but you're using a really nice pink Himalayan salt.
And it's, it's a nice color. It's
Absolutely.
nice flavor.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's healthier than the iodized salt.
Agreed. I don't use it personally.
No.
I use whenever I go out east or out west, I get sea salt. And you can go to any fishmonger. Actually, we went to Newfoundland last year, and we ended up at a wonderful fish store right by the ocean, and they had no fish. But my buddy Don said, take a look at this. And it was just a big box full of sea salt. Now you go to the high-end store, they're going to charge you $8 for something like this, and they had them all wrapped up in little baggies for 50 cents. I bought everything.
Awesome.
So now I came home, I smoked some salt, and I understand why use iodized salt
Yep.
when you've got something so much better.
Exactly.
It's all about the ingredients that you put into your food.
Yep.
And
Beauty.
beauty.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So here we have fresh cracked peppercorns as well.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to add.
Nice.
And again, it's to your preference.
Perfect.
If you want more, if you want more pepper,
Yep.
you add more pepper.
Yep.
Less pepper.
That's what cooking is. It's all
Yeah.
a matter of personal preference, and the meat isn't taking long to brown up at all.
No, not at all.
You know, cast iron, open wood fire, it doesn't get any better than this. In my opinion, this is the epitome. You know, when you go camping and stuff, this is always fun. But when you get the surroundings that you have and living up here, and you get to just go out your front door, build a fire, and cook. It's brilliant. I
Real
love
simple.
it. I love it.
And you don't want your fire to be super hot either, because if it's super crazy hot, then it's just gonna
And you
burn
can't get
yourself.
near the fire to
Yeah.
actually do your cooking. So yeah, a nice controlled flame.
Yeah.
All right, so you're browning the meat nicely.
Yes.
And obviously this is going to need more than wild garlic and meat. So what do you want me to get for you?
The basket of the diced root vegetables, please.
What a beautiful basket.
Ah, thank you.
I love this.
It's for the show.
It is for the show. Look at this, eh? Isn't that nice?
Awesome.
All right.
So I am going to put in some celery here.
All right.
And usually I do these in stages, but today, because it's a little hot out here,
Sure.
we're just gonna add everything. We have beans here, we have parsnips, potatoes, turnips, all of the beautiful root vegetables, and you can add any kind of vegetables you wish.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be these kinds of vegetables.
Right.
Okay, and you cut the vegetables the size that you want as well. It could be like really small, it could be like super chunky.
Yeah.
Like I like it chunky.
So essentially the larger the piece of vegetable, the longer you're going to have to cook it.
Yes.
So that it breaks down. If you've got very small pieces, it's going to go very quickly. But if you've got large pieces, you're talking maybe an hour
Yes.
to actually cook this? Right. So extend your time. The larger the piece,
Yeah.
the more time you're going to give it.
Also, the type of meat. If you're using a more tender meat,
Right.
then it'll be longer to cook. If it's, what did I say? Tender?
If it's
so
tender, less time.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Right. So if you're using the neck or the shoulder
Yeah.
of the animal, then you're going to braise it a whole
Lot
lot longer so that
Yes.
it breaks down all those connective tissues.
My mind was saying that.
That's okay.
But my
I am
mouth
your
was-
speaker because I'm actually reading what you want to say. I'm just saying
Exactly.
it for you.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
So here we go.
Okay.
We've coated all the juices, we've coated the vegetables with all the juices that were at the bottom.
Right.
So now what
Yep.
we're going to do is we're going to take this mystery liquid,
Right.
or you could just pour it right
Do you want me to pour it in?
Yes, please.
Okay. Including the floaties?
Nope. Go ahead. So what we're pouring here, the mystery, is just black tea.
Oh.
Instead of using, meat, what do you call a beef broth.
Right.
Oops, there we go.
We got a tea bag in.
Yeah, that'll happen. So,
Awesome. We got enough in there?
yeah, I would pour a little bit
A
more.
little bit more?
Yeah.
All right. Watch your hands.
There you go.
Might as well use it all
Yeah,
the way.
may as well.
Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect.
So yeah, the reason why I use a lot of black tea in my cooking is because it's something that was really close to my grandmother's stove, and it
Right.
was reachable. So why not, instead of getting like a water that's kind of like out of the way?
Use flavor.
Yeah. Plus, it's flavorful.
Absolutely. If you're going to use water, that's fine.
Yes,
You
it's
can
fine.
use it.
You can use water.
But you know what? If you've got something that's flavorful to add, You know, sometimes you
Yeah.
don't have chicken stock. Sometimes you don't have beef stock
Nope.
or caribou stock or beef or whatever.
Yeah.
Tea,
Why not?
love it.
Yes.
I never even thought of using black tea. Again, another Cezin trick. But you know what? That's why you guys bought the package, you know, is to learn how this wonderful chef makes this stew. And now you know it. Little tricks means a
Also,
lot.
I'm just gonna add a little bit of the vinegar just to give it a little, you know,
Yeah,
add a little bit more flavor.
for sure.
And now the ultimate secret ingredient I add to everything. Yes, I add love, but I also add, you know it,
Maple syrup.
you know it,
Say when.
when. And I find that brings everything together.
A little sweetness. So you got a little vinegar added. So you've got that acidity in there.
Yeah.
You've got the sweetness of the maple syrup. You have the earth tones of the meat and the vegetables, and you've got that wicked whack of black tea.
A little bit.
I'm looking forward to trying this.
You're
when it's all
forgetting
said and done.
another ingredient that's going into this without even knowing it. What do you do?
Love.
That, but this is a little test. What else is going in here? What's getting in our eyes?
Oh, smoke, obviously, the smoky flavor.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's
Absolutely.
going in
It's a
there.
big dynamic.
Yeah.
Anytime that you cook over wood, charcoal, you produce flame. Flame equals smoke. Smoke equals flavor. And that's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
And apparently, you know, people have been doing this a whole lot longer than I have. And to actually do it, you know, the original way. You know, build a fire, get some root vegetables, go slaughter an animal, butcher it out, and make yourself a really good stew.
I'm listening, but
I know. It's
Smoke.
you know what? I think it's your grandmother just touching you right now, going, "You're using my idea, so I'm going to throw some smoke in your eyes."
especially in your eye.
Absolutely, it's all about love.
Okay, I'm walking out of the frame.
All right. Well, she's walking out of the frame. We're going to let this cook for a whole lot longer. We're going to come back when it finishes cooking and show you what the final dish looks like. Stick around. What a treat we have for you. I love bread. Bread is one of my favorite things on earth, and we're going to do something very special.
Yes.
What are we doing, Cezin?
So with this stew, I usually like to dip some bread, a little butter on the bread. And bread that we're going to make today is bannock.
Bannock.
Yes.
Traditional bread.
It's an adapted culture. This is not a Spanish. It's a Scottish bread that was adapted into our culture.
Oh.
I would just like to clarify
No,
that.
no, I'm glad, because this is what it's all about, is learning. When we were
Yes.
in your house, you were teaching me so much, and that's what I love working about the festival, is you get to learn so much.
Yes.
And I'm corrected all the time, and that's a good thing, because ignorance, there's no excuse for it. You can't be ignorant of something, so learn about it.
Yep.
So
Education.
education is key. Is key.
So yes, we've adopted it, and you know, so we made it our own,
Cool.
and it's part of who we are as well now.
Yep.
So bannock,
Right.
I grew up on it,
Yep.
and a lot of it was cooked on open fire along with the stew or
Very
anything
cool.
that was cooked open fire.
Boom.
Yep.
Right there.
Really simple, the simplest bannock that I can do, because I'm really horrible at kneading
Okay.
the bannock, because then it comes out like rough.
Concrete.
Yes, concrete.
Yeah. Very hard.
Yep. So
Yep.
ingredient,
Flour.
easy.
What kind of flour? All-purpose flour?
All-purpose flour.
Okay.
Simple.
Gotcha.
About 4 cups
Wow.
right here.
Okay.
And then right here we have baking powder.
Okay.
It's about a tablespoon and a half,
Okay.
just to show you guys.
Right.
That. Maybe a little bit more.
So
nah, a little bit more.
whatever, nice and fluffy,
Yes, make
You
it
know?
nice and fluffy.
because that's what's going to basically make that bread puff up.
Yes.
Great.
So again,
Pink Himalayan salt.
yes.
Okay.
You can add again to your preference.
Right.
If you like a saltier bread, by all means,
So about a tablespoon.
yes,
Okay.
add more salt or no salt at all.
Gotcha.
Give that a quick stir.
So if somebody's on dietary restrictions, they don't necessarily have to put salt in this bread.
No, you
Perfect.
don't.
Yeah.
But if you want to add flavor,
Pepper.
you can add some pepper.
Gotcha. And while you're doing that,
Yes,
I need to put some butter on this pan so it doesn't stick.
yes.
So essentially a little paper towel, some
That's all
really
it
good
is.
butter. Now,
Yes.
do you use salted butter or unsalted butter?
I like salted butter.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I would add a lot more, actually.
A lot more?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't
right.
cheap out on me.
No,
Be
no,
generous.
no. This is the learning process. So really goop it on there.
Goop it on.
Make it thick. Make it show. You know, you want to see that butter, and
there you go. And it also, the reason why we goop it on is because it gives it such a nice crunch. Like when you get your bannock, when you take it out, especially. Oh, it's just beautiful.
Absolutely.
So
Textural qualities are very important.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got our pan all lubed up with butter. And of course, we're going to need some liquid to that.
Yes. And so lukewarm water.
Okay.
Right here.
Right.
And you know what? I don't measure.
It's all about feel.
It's always feel, the look.
Right.
Okay. Make a little well. Add your water gradually. Stir as you go. You don't want to go nuts. You don't want to go nuts. You're already nuts enough.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So just kind of gently stir.
Until it comes together.
Yeah, as you can see, we need a little bit more water. Thank you for holding it.
You're very welcome. It's teamwork.
Yes,
and it's fun.
Oh, yes.
You know, we're outside, we're making bread.
Totally,
seriously, it's kind of cool, eh?
Yep. So here we go. See how the liquid is starting to absorb all the dry?
Right.
This is what we want. We don't want to add too much.
Okay.
And I know some people, they add like fat to this. This is, you know, as simple as I get.
Okay. And if you want to add flavorings to this, you know, if you want to get all shishi lala, you could probably add chopped chives.
You could.
You can make it yours. But right now we're doing
simple.
Simple.
Yeah. Very simple, basic.
Gotcha.
And instead of adding water as well, you could even add
black tea.
Black tea.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, if you want to go like crazy, you add some fresh herbs to this. You're talking chives.
Yeah.
You can add chopped wild garlic in here and then add beer instead of water.
Giddy up.
Holy cow.
Giddy up.
Game changer.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Nice.
So here we go.
Right.
This is the texture that we're looking for. See how it's kind of fluffy?
Just came together, a little fluffy.
Yeah.
It's not dry anymore, and it's definitely not wet.
No.
And it's not sticking to the bowl.
Nope. Well, a little bit.
A little bit. Well, obviously, you know, it's dough.
And you don't want to over mix it. This is as much mixing as you want to do.
It'll just get too tough otherwise.
Yes. Okay. So right here, let's pour it into this beautiful cast iron that's been beautifully buttered.
Right.
So there you go. You just kind of spread it out evenly. And that's it. And if you want to go a little bit more fancier,
ooh, a little bit of pepper on top.
More pepper.
Beautiful.
I love pepper. There you go.
And that's it.
That's it.
So she goes right onto the fire.
She goes right onto the fire.
Now, fire can be a tricky thing. So how are you going to cook this bread without actually burning the bottom? I think that's really important to mention on how you're going to do that.
You're going to have to move it around a lot.
So you're turning to turning. Now, I also see you're using half indirect and half direct.
Yes.
So you're getting a little bit more heat on one side, and that's why you're turning the pan, is to regulate the amount of fire that touches the bottom of the pan.
That needs a bit more attention than the stew does. The stew, you can leave it now.
Of course, it's a liquid. It's just going to do its thing. But the bread, that needs some love.
Yeah.
Everything needs love, but that really needs special attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go.
So anyways, we're going to finish off doing the bannock. We're going to let that stew roll and do its thing, and we'll be back to check out on some really awesome food.
Miigwech, everyone. So we're here today. We're going to forge the ingredient that we're going to use for our stew. This is wild garlic, also known as ramps. We're going to use the bulb as well as the green because my recipe, I think calls for kale, but I couldn't find any kale in my local grocery store, so we're going to use wild garlic leaves. So wild garlic is usually, the season starts at the end of May, and what you want to do is you want to pick the ones that have the thicker roots, and you don't pick all of it. You want to leave some here, like maybe you want to pick like maybe 50%, 60, depending the amount. Like here, I'm not going to pick everything because I like to leave a little bit left. And you want to snap off the bulb and leave the roots in there. So here we go. We're just going to dig out a bulb. It takes a while. It's, you need patience for it. And you don't want to just dig everything out. You kind of want to go one bulb at a time. This one's pretty deep. Oh, there we go. So if you're not afraid of worms or any kind of bugs, you know, she's a beauty. So here we go. This is the wild garlic. Beautiful. So we're just gonna dig out a couple so we can throw it in our stew. There we go, one. So snapping it off, making sure we don't have no roots. One root, it's fine, it happens. Just put it back in there. So here you go. There's some spots that you can find it's easier to pick, like this spot. Actually, the earth is a little harder, so you have to really get in there. Sometimes it's super deep. It's not easy. Foraging, it's fun. It's connects you with the land, but it's also very satisfying. It's fresh. You know, it's earthy, it's healthy, except nowadays when I eat too much of this stuff, it gives me heartburn, not gonna lie. So sometimes you get, you know, a half bulb. So you wanna go in there and get that half bulb. Darn it. There's a half bulb. Not leaving anything. There you go.
Well, this is really cool.
Awesome.
We've been tending the fires and watching the stew do, or the stew dudes thing, but most importantly, I watched you turn that bannock.
Yep.
Turning it and making sure that the heat was even. And what else are you going to do with this thing?
So also we did the foraging of the wild garlic.
That was very cool, but you know
Yes.
what? I had to stay by the fire.
Oh yeah, you had to watch the
I had to
bannock.
watch the fire because it'd be irresponsible to be out in the bush and let your fire go unattended.
Yes, and you did a great job on the bannock.
Well,
Look
thank
at
you very
the
much.
evenness of it. I'm impressed.
Well, you told me what to do and I tried to do it as best as I could.
There we go.
So let's get into it.
Let's check out the stew,
yep.
see how well she did.
Ooh,
Wow.
Look at the color of that.
The beauty.
It's really, really lovely.
Yeah, everything is just amazing.
So are we ready for a bowl?
I think so.
Let me get a bowl.
Hooks me up.
I'm hooking. Ladle.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here. Let me get some meat in here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Look at the color of that broth.
At this point, if you want, you can add flour to it to thicken it up, or tomato paste, but I like it natural.
Should we get another one for you?
Yes, please.
Because I'm
Come
actually
on.
going to eat all of this.
Yeah. Don't leave me hanging. Wow. Simple.
Very nice.
There you go.
Delish.
No, I won't put that there.
And the bannock?
Yes, I'll get that.
You want me to move that where?
Oh, sure. You
Okay.
actually, I'll grab it because
Yep.
I have these awesome
Oh,
gloves.
look at you. Oh, cool.
So there we go. You flipped it over
Done.
and over. Done. This is how you test it. Actually, it's hollow.
So just like you would with a bread,
Yeah.
you want that hollow sound.
Yep.
Fabulous.
There you go.
All right,
Let's
so
cut her up.
let's cut her up and see what you do with this.
God, I hope it turned out.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful.
Just gonna throw that there for a second. Alrighty, so usually we let this cool, but because of TV's sake,
Oh, yeah.
there you go.
Oh,
What do you
look at
think?
that. That's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
So,
Mm-hmm.
this is what we usually do.
Okay.
Give me some butter,
Got some butter.
a little bit of butter
Mm-hmm.
with your bread.
Of course.
There you go.
Fabulous.
Some stew.
Some stew.
If you want to add extra salt.
No, well, we're gonna taste it first to make sure.
Yep. I'm gonna put mine just right here because it's pretty hot.
I gotta try this.
Yeah. I'm gonna taste the broth first. I'm adding salt. A little bit more.
That is really, really good. And the nice thing about it is the vegetables aren't mushy,
Nope.
and the meat is tender.
Yes. And it's simple. You just leave everything simmer on its own,
Okay,
and it blends in.
sorry, but I gotta try the bannock
Okay,
too.
go ahead. This is what you do.
That is ridiculously good. That crunch of the bottom, it's fantastic. I can't wait till all of you make this at home. Cezin, thank you so much for bringing us to your home and sharing some dishes that you've been cooking for years. It's seriously delicious. As a chef, I love the opportunity to learn, and you gave us all that opportunity today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Miigwech.
Miigwech.